everyone, how's it going? We are here for a pre-game show. Monday, 6 games on, very weird day. First game starts at 7, the last game starts at 8. We're going to be done and dusted really quickly here. 6 games on, injury updates, of course, always flying through. Don't forget, have you banged up? Subscribe, thumb, bell, comments, do all that stuff. Good to have you guys here for another week. Trade deadline show coming Thursday, February 8th. I'm sure you're all going to be there. 1 p.m. Eastern. Good to have you guys here again with me again. Always fun time to do that. What else do we need to talk about? Yeah, all right. Okay, so let's start off with something non-basketball while we're here as I wait for people to roll in and give that thumbs up, because if you don't give the thumbs up, the show's going to cut out in about 2 minutes. You'll get kicked out, so you've got to give that thumb to keep the show going. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to cook this week. Food for the week. And sometimes I don't have time to think about it or sift through all my cookbooks or whatever. Sometimes I ask ChatGPT, like, hey, let's go. I've got my cooking planner over there. I've discussed with ChatGPT. I've got a little cooking guy, cooking sous chef. I'm not liking what recipes he's throwing up. So chuck some recipes in the chat. What have you got in there? What do you think I should try to cook this week? I'll see if I can find anything that I am interested in. All right, we should go and... What should we go and do? I'm just going to go check the news, the notes. We've got no one. We know all injury... Wow. All injury statuses for today are sorted. W. We know it all. That's great. So what actually happened? Brook Lopez and Damian Lillard questionable for tomorrow, by the way. The Lillard one, I did predict that would happen. Giannis is probable. So Zion, Nance, Herb are all playing for the Pelicans. Davis and LeBron are playing for the Lakers. Toby Harris is playing for the Sixers. The Sixers are starting Maxi Oubre, House, Harrison, Reed. Apparently Paul Reed is still sick, even though they didn't put him on the injury report for the second straight game. This Sixers team in the injury reports, they're becoming pretty annoying. The Hornets are starting Ish Smith. Leaky Black is starting. Can't add him on ESPN. He only played 16 games this year. Might as well just chuck the... Oh, let's go straight to dribble game, actually. Let's go do dribble game first. I will chuck the lineup up there. Or I'll chuck the starting lineups up for you to have a look at. Pedro says he's banging and banging. Good for you, Pedro. Love that for you. So we've got the Hornets starting Leaky Black, bloody hell, Ish Smith, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Nick Richards. So no PJ Washington, no Bryce McGowans, no Nick Smith, Leaky Black. The Lakers are going with Russell Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron, and AD. The Sixers are going with Maxi Oubre, Dan House, Harris, and Reed, with no Melton, obviously. The Mavericks, we don't have their lineup confirmed, but Luka and Kyrie are playing. Someone rings my doorbell down below. I'll get that later. Obi can go and answer it. And there we go. That's how we're sitting with lineups. Let's go do... Yeah, Obi, you can tell him I'll be there in a sec. Let's go do dribble game. Michael Porter to Al Horford. Al Horford. Celtics guy playing for the Nuggets. Nuggets player playing for the Celtics. Cornette. There is an obvious one here. Who is the obvious one? KCP ever play with Al Horford? I don't think so. Will Barton? Don't think so. DeAndre Jordan? No, he never crossed over with Horford in Philly, did he? Thomas Bryant? No. Reggie Jackson? No. What am I missing here, chat? When did Reggie Jackson play with Al Horford? I don't know this one. I've made traditional carbonara plenty of times. It's not that hard to do. You've got the guanciale, got the egg in there. Made it quite a lot. I'll get to the Amen Thompson stuff in a second. Chicken marsala, that's not something that actually exists really in Australia. We don't really eat that. Such an American-named dish. All right. Millsap. Did he play with Michael Porter? He might have. Yeah, he did. Thank you for whoever chucked that in there. Well done. Thank you. Let's talk about the Van Vliet one. EA10 says Van Vliet out with no time for table. This is one of these ones where I'm a little worried about it. And I'll tell you what I mean by a little worried. I'm a little worried about the report. Because all that we got was on the injury report, Maverick starters confirmed, by the way. Irving, Doncic, Green, Jones, Kleber. So Maxi Kleber starting again. OG Anunoby and Quentin Grimes out again tomorrow. Grimes looks like he missed the whole week. The Van Vliet one's interesting, right? All we got was the official injury report that said Fred Van Vliet out. That's all we got. Jonathan Fagan, longtime Rockets beat reporter, tweeted out, Fred Van Vliet is out. That's it. One Rockets reporter, Ben Dubose, tweeted out, Van Vliet is out, timetable, return timetable unknown. That's what he put down, which is technically true. But it's also very different from the team coming out and saying Fred Van Vliet has a groin issue, he's out indefinitely, or we don't have a timetable to return. It's true that we don't know his return timetable, but I don't know how to explain this. It's very different than the Rockets saying we don't have a timetable. Like, all we know is that Van Vliet is out tomorrow. That is it. So technically, we don't know when his return is. But that one report from Ben saying return unknown has been taken to mean, well, he's out indefinitely. I saw someone tweeting out, well, if it's a grade 3 groin strain, he's out 3 months. A grade 1 is 2 to 4 weeks. Like, we don't know. It's unknown. Out indefinitely. And I don't know any of that's true. I'm trying to find out, but the actual Rockets, the main Rockets guy like Jonathan Fagan's not tweeting anything like that out. The team's not releasing any information. So we're into that situation. Like, is it worth an Amen Thompson grab where you might get one game out of it before the trade deadline? I'll put it this way. The Rockets have 5 games before the All-Star break. And that gives an extra week of rest for Fred Van Vliet there. So I would say that we didn't see anything happen. We didn't see anything significant happen to his groin. We didn't see any injury that limited him. I would say that maybe he misses until the All-Star break. Maybe that's what happens. So is getting 5 games of Amen Thompson starting worth burning a waiver ad 3 days before the trade deadline? And I think that's on the border to me. I think if you are not in the top 2 spots on your standings, you can understand doing that. Amen's been great. And if he plays 30 a night, he might put up gigantic numbers. So I get it. Sometimes you might need to take that risk. And I don't think I'm going to say, like, when I say don't use waiver ads, I don't think I'm going to sit here and say that's a terrible move to go and add him. But the reporting at the moment, this is where I say be really cautious about running with this, because that's turned into Ben saying no timetable to taking it that the Rockets have said he has no timetable to return, which then translates into out indefinitely, which then people will suggest it's months and weeks and this is a long-term thing, and we don't know that. So that is one innocuous little phrase that was tweeted out by one reporter that will get taken by another reporter, that will get put onto fantasy aggregator sites that suggest that this is what is happening, and I'm not sure that it is. Does that all make sense? I hope that makes sense. What was the Heat rumor I mentioned yesterday? I can't tell you. I wish I could, because what I heard, and I don't know how I can. I screwed the screen over. Sorry, mate. Let me fix it up. I don't know even how to confirm this at this point. And the problem is that if it does happen, I won't have said it out loud. So it's like, yeah, like, okay. I don't know. I'll add this, right, about the Heat rumor. I don't think it's happening this year. I think it's an off-season thing. So yeah, sorry about the screen. It's fixed now. Type of rumor, is it a trade? Yes, Omar, it is. But I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening this week. And the reason I'm not putting it out there is I don't want it to be like this is what I'm sourcing, or from the guy who told me this as well, that we don't have more information on it. Cavs lineup is as usual. Kings lineup is as usual as well. So that's all confirmed. All those early games are confirmed. You guys can think what you want about that. I just said, Matt, why I can't say it. Because, again, I don't know how true it is. This was told to me, again, not to put it out into the public. It's just very funny. I just sort of said as a throwaway thing of, man, if you knew what I had heard. And again, I don't know that it's going to happen. How true do I think the rumor of Lamella? I don't know. Like, it would be absolutely ridiculous if it was true. I won't say it's a 0% chance, though. Should you be worried about Jabari Smith? Like, not really, no. Is Brown still worth a hold? Yes, absolutely. Don't worry about that last game of 10 minutes. It was a weird game. Let's see until the deadline. Like, if he doesn't get traded, then I don't think he's going to be a hold. If he stays in Toronto, I don't think he's going to be a hold. What are the odds of Philly getting a center at the deadline? Couldn't tell you. I know a lot of people just seem to be wish casting that Andre Drummond gets traded there. He becomes the starter and blows up. I'm not really convinced that's going to happen. Maybe it does, but that's like one of those, 1 in 100 chance of paying off. Said this a million times, Secret Joyce. Do I trust Paul Reed? I feel like Nick Nurse hates him. He's averaging 26 minutes in starts, excluding the last game where he was sick. It's not bad, right? So don't over panic on it. Leaky Black will never have fantasy relevance. How do I feel about his potential in the NBA? He's a really good defender, Sean, Leaky Black. I worry about his shooting, and he's a little bit old, I'm pretty sure. So I think he could, no, I don't think he's a long-term NBA player. Someone said you can't trade Triple J for Şengün. Anthony, you got no idea. Someone said to me that they got offered after the injury to Joel Embiid that someone would trade Chet Holmgren and get Embiid back. I said, bro, what? Just, yes, you take Chet there every day. Are there many Jollibees in the area? Jollibee does not exist in Australia as far as I'm aware. Not here. Maybe someone said maybe there was one in Sydney at some point. Literally doesn't exist here. No, Muxie Kleber is not must add. Save your ads. Absolutely not must add. Again, the only one I'd consider at the moment is Amen Thompson. Did I mention the Vando injury update? I didn't. They said he's going to be out at least 3 to 4 weeks and then reevaluated. We're not holding him. Unless you've got the open IL slots, as always, you just hold through that. But you're not holding him. He's not good enough to do that. I still think it's a bit worrying. Finally, I agreed with Grayson a drop in 12s. No, I didn't. I said drop him in points leagues, not in category leagues. But I've been saying in points leagues for a long time that's the case. Can you next Jack Keldon? I've also said Keldon Johnson's been a drop for about 4 weeks. Yes, Cam Thomas, I believe, is a sell high. Chris, no, don't waste your ads. For fuck's sake, don't waste your ads. Is Paul Reed worth starting today? Capped points league with him being sick? No. Points league, no. Cap league, no. Do I think the Hawks deal Clint Capella at the deadline? Look, as a general rule, I'll say no. Most trades don't happen. I think there's a chance, but I'd say no. Embiid a drop now. Look, it's really hard to say. I can't really come out here and tell you to drop Embiid. I'm going to be pretty surprised if he plays any sort of impact in the regular season at all. We'll get more information once they go in and do the surgery. If you can hold till then, hold. But I really don't think it's going to happen. All right, so what else have we got? Checking there's some more news. Max says, is this week too early to start fantasy playoffs? We'll still end March 24th, 3 2-week rounds. It probably is a little bit early, yeah. That's the problem when you go to those 2-week playoff matchups. You have to start really early to finish at an appropriate time. I think it probably is a little bit early, to be honest. The Heat gossip, Andres, is I can't say. I can't say. Just know that if it happens, it's going to be funny. Yeah, I don't know what Obi's going on about. Yeah, 1 to 2 months for Embiid, but that depends, Judd. They did say 1 to 2 months, but again, it's 1 to 2 months if it's a trim. But if they actually do the repair, like Woj said, then it's longer. But we won't know until they go into his knee, unfortunately. So it's pretty frustrating. And there's also there is zero chance that Joel Embiid is back in 4 weeks. That is not happening. Who's the drop in a dynasty league? Reggie Jackson, John Concha, Jackson Hayes, Obi Toppin. Who do you drop in that group? Probably Hayes. I don't really have much faith in him long term. Game of the day predictions. Shawnee, let me have a look, mate. What are we at? Probably Cavs Kings. Yeah, probably Cavs Kings, I think. Nah, not anymore, Trong. I've gone away from doing DFS, so if I gave you DFS lines, they'd just be completely uninformed. I don't even have the salary data in front of me, so no, I won't be doing those. Can I do Immaculate Grid on Basketball Reference? Won't. Oh, should I do it today? We've got a bit of time. Maybe I'll do it today. Let's go and have a look. All right, let's have a look what today's I haven't done Immaculate Grid for a long time. Where is Immaculate Grid? Where's it gone? Am I missing it? Oh, no, it's right there. Play now. Okay. I'm not normally good at getting the very, very deep ones here. All right, that one could be Grievous Vasquez. Actually, no, let's do that one as Grievous Vasquez. Raptors Bucks. Raptors Pacers. Bruce Brown, obviously. Let's get that one out of here. Raptors and 5 assists per game. Come back to that. Pistons and 5 assists per game. We'll come back to that. Pistons and Pacers. Come back to that. Pistons and Bucks. Bucks and Magic. Magic and Pacers. That's Goga. Magic and 5 assists per game. Remember when Shelvin Mack led the Magic in assists per game, but it was 4.6, so it won't be him. What about Rafer Alston? Oh, yeah, bang. Magic Bucks. Robin Lopez, did he play for the Magic? He did play for the Magic. All right, let's put that in. 19%. Wow. Okay. Pistons Bucks. I'll come back. Pistons Pacers. A lot of East Coast stuff here. Well, Chauncey Billups is the easy 5 assists per. What about, did Josh Smith ever average 5 assists per game? Probably not for the Pistons. Cade, obviously. Reggie Jackson as well. Blake. Did he get to 5? I think he did. Yes. Raptors 5 assists per game. DeRozan ever do it in Toronto? I'm just going back to see if there's any more news while we sit on this. There is not. I don't even know how is chat responding to this. I talked about the amend thing before. Mike, it depends on where you are in the standings, and I'd love to get some more clarification if possible on more clarification on it. All right, let's go back. Raptors 5 assists per game. There's Stoudemire. Jerry? Not Jerry. Damon? Damon, that's who I meant. Jerry Stackhouse? Probably not. Vince? Did he ever average 5? I don't think so. Hito Turkoglu? I don't think he ever got to 5. The easy ones are Lowry, Van Vliet, Barnes. Don't think he's averaged 5 over in his career, though. Siakam has. Let's just do Siakam, get this over and done with. Pistons, Bucks. Jay Crowder, PJ Tucker. No. Dwayne Dedman, no. Come back to that. I'm missing someone easy there. Pacers, Pistons. Bruce Brown, would have worked there too. But I've already got him up the top. I could obviously do way better with this if I just sat down for a million years and looked at it. Pistons Pacers. I'm thinking big man. I'm thinking Troy Murphy. No, he didn't play for Detroit, did he? Danny Granger didn't? No. Reggie Miller, obviously not. Mark Jackson, no. Rick Smits, no. Detlef Schrempf, no. Ben Gordon, no. Charlie Villanueva, no. David West, no. Paul George, no. George Hill, no. Alec Burks, no. Burks on them, no. Struggling a bit here. Pistons, Bucks. Olynyk, no. All right, Obi, calm down. Christian Wood. That's Christian Wood. And Pacers, Pistons. Obi, shut up, mate. Let's go back to see if there's any more news dropping. Nothing else at the moment. Oh, what's this last? I just want to get this last one out of the way so we can finish this off. Wish it would be Bruce Brown. Who can we do? Pistons, Pacers. Luke Kennard, no. Reggie Bullock, no. I'm on the spot here. Bill Laimbeer, no. Drummond, no. Greg Munro, no. I'm just going to guess Greg Munro just to get this out of the way so we can finish it off. It's taking too long. Nah, I didn't get it. All right, cool. All right, let's go back to Obi. For fuck's sake, shut up. All right. Rodney Stuckey. Yeah, that was easy. Bloody hell. Why tease it that you can't say it? What's the point? I just said it in passing in a show yesterday. It's just an in-passing comment that in hindsight, if everyone's going to get so worked up about it, I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't, yeah, obviously. No, I have no particular news on trades at the moment. I was upset because someone's coming into the house and he's excited to see them. Do I think Mobley plays back-to-back by fantasy playoffs? Yes, I do. On what day can we expect the biggest trades? Usually, like, trade deadline is just the obvious option. But, yeah, there's no way to know that. Yeah, Greg Munro was Bucks Pistons, you're right. Honestly, it wasn't a flex hate. It was just something that I'd heard, and it made me laugh as I was doing that thing. And then I was like, I can't actually say it because I wish I could have said it. But, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. Very marginally, Arnaldo, where I have my own sources. Yeah, look, very marginally. How long will Mobley be restricted? I would guess he probably is restricted up until the All-Star break. Is Lowry going to play this season? Yes, I believe he will. What role? I've got no idea. Or what team? Also have no idea. Who would you take over Cade or Amen? What do you mean? Take between those two? That's a good question. Cade or Amen in Dynasty? Probably still Cade. But it's pretty close. Leaky Black or Hayward Highsmith, 30 team. Give me, without knowing games played off the top of my head, give me Highsmith. Give me Highsmith. The black one is going to be really interesting I don't really know what to expect from him. Do you consider trading Halliburton? I mean, you should always consider anything, right? It depends what you get back. I would think you're not getting much back if people are bothered at the moment. Gordon Hayward got updated saying he's close to returning. Yeah, okay, I believe that in a million years. Should you pick him up? Again, I don't think that his value is going to be good enough or high enough long-term to justify wasting an ad on him at this point. Hi, Ob. you want to come in? There he is. Obi's here. Sit down, buddy. There you go. All right, you good? All right, what else is going on here? This has been a weird pregame show. Any Ish Smith love moving forward? No, absolutely not. I mean, like, as a streamer, no. But look at the guys that are out. Cody Martin's out. LaMelo Ball's out. Gordon Hayward's out. No. When will your playoff content begin? What do you mean, Jimmy? My playoff content. What does that mean? Like, I do my shows all the way through. I'm not sure what you're asking me. Does Tatum equal Trae Young in a trade? Yeah, they're not far off. How old is Obi? How old are you? He is about to turn, he's going to turn 4 this year. So he's like 3.5. Can you drop Fultz in a 10 team? Yeah, George. Absolutely, mate. Should you try to trade Miles Bridges? Yeah, I would, yes. Is Vince Williams droppable with the uncertainty in an 8-team league? Probably yes. I don't think any star is going to get moved, honestly, at the deadline. I think there'll be some okay players, but no actual sort of... I don't think any all-stars will get moved. We'll put it that way. Yeah, Ryan, I talked about Fred V already. I'm trying to find more information. I'll give more about it later on. Once I find out more. But, yeah. The reporting is a bit confusing. There is no news on Bridges' upcoming court date apart from the fact that he's got an upcoming court date. How does All-Star Week work for fantasy? Most sites, they combine the week before All-Star and the week after All-Star into one big week, so teams play 5 or 4 games usually. Jallo Jiggle Man, with that Basketball Monster news feed, go and... I'm not sure how that works. Check it with Ken on the site. He'll figure something out there. If Paul Reed isn't performing, how many games would you give to hold him? Okay, again, one game he didn't perform in. The game before, great. The game before, great. The game before, strong. The game before, solid. I'm not sure what you're expecting out of Paul Reed. He's not Joel Embiid. What are you expecting him to do? He had one bad game where he was sick. If he continues to get 17 minutes a night for 3 games in a row, then yeah, I'd drop him. But like, people are just so quick to panic on this. Is greyhound racing still a thing in Australia? I believe so, but it's very, very small. What are my thoughts on holding Tari preseason? I've said this quite a few times. I'm not in on it. I don't think you should do it. If I had Embiid and secured playoffs, would I trade him for scraps or hold? That's a good question. I would probably... Again, I just think there's no way that he is doing anything in this regular season and fantasy season. So I would probably try and get something back. How many hours of sleep do I get per night? It's a good question. Nowhere near enough. It's average about 4 hours, honestly. Haven't looked at it, Alexis, the LED court. Have not looked at it. We're going to get out of here. I might do one more question before we get out. But I've got to go and do work, and then I'll be back with the recap show really soon, obviously. So I might do one more question as I have a look. What can we do? Is Wendell Carter worth holding in a 12 team? I think for now, yes, but I would be okay dropping him if something interesting occurs at the deadline. That's probably the way to phrase that. Is Klay Thompson going to turn around? Do I get that garbage out of here? Yeah, look, I think he's pretty washed. He'll have some strong stretches. He'll have some bad stretches. It's going to depend, again, on individual format, individual team, who's available, but I'm not feeling super confident on him. All right, we're going to head out. Guys, I appreciate you guys being here. There's Obies. He pops his head up to say hi to you guys. And, hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys for the next one.